Wow.
Okay, this is the Troy Planning Commission meeting of October 14, 2015. Please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes?
Mayor? Mrs. Johnson? Mr. Titterington?
Here.
Mr. McGarry?
Here.
Mrs. Mahan?
Here.
Mr. Force?
Okay, we have a quorum.
Yes.
We have the minutes of our September 29th meeting that have been placed in front of us. Those are two issues on the meeting minutes. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to those minutes?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Meeting started at 4:30, ended at 4:16.
You're right. Sorry.
Almost Central Standard Time.
That would have been 4:46.
Daylight savings.
Thank you, Dee. As amended, do you make a motion to approve those minutes?
Yes, I do.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye to the amended minutes.
Aye.
All those opposed? You are accepted. Okay, the first matter to come before the commission is the Historic District application of 210 East Main Street. The staff have a report.
Yes, we do. Phyllis Myring, the owner of the property located at 210 East Main Street, comes before requesting permission to paint in the color scheme as rendered in your report. I know the pictures don't do very well, so I'm going to bring these over so you can actually see the colors. The two with the X obviously are not the one, but the others will be the color. The colors chosen are Sunburst PPU 6-3M as the primary color, PPU 6-8U for the trim, and it looks like I left off the name of that color. You also have a color named Allure PPU 2-3D for the doors, and Sarsaparilla D33-6 would be for the foundation and the shutters.
Oh, there it is.
Staff does recommend approval as the colors will not detract from the historic district, and it's actually going to brighten that into the block up quite a bit.
I'm trying to think of the location of this. Is this the one that's across from the police station?
Yes, it is. It's right there adjacent to the metered parking lot. The first floor is a business that opened up approximately 2.5 years ago in the Patch Designs, and they live on the second and above floor.
Commission members have any questions of staff? Does anyone want to take any action on this matter?
I'll move for approval.
Is there a motion to approve? Is there support for the motion?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
It's approved.
Okay, the next item for consideration is whether or not we want to take off the table an amendment to Stonebridge Meadows General Development Plan. Does the commission want to do so?
Move to remove from the table.
A motion to remove
Second.
and there's support. Any further discussion? I don't think it's a discussion item. Please call the roll.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Now
Item
that's-
is removed.
the item's removed from the table. Does staff have a report on this issue?
Yes, we do. Thank you. The applicant is Summerfield Land Company, represented by Judy Cohn here in the audience. Happy to answer any questions you may have that I go over. Essentially, this is the second time this is being brought to you. The first time was a recommendation to remove the house and I believe a barn on one of the big lots, which I believe was number 57 of the approved development plan, which was attached to the report. And then essentially the removal of that and the reconfiguration left 4 lots. You had previously tabled it because we wanted to get together and do a redesign, which she has provided here. The redesign is essentially the same concept, remove of the house and barn, which was lot 57, and then increase the lots from 100, in the overall development will be from 134 to 138. All 4 of those lots will be here in phase 4. It's essentially If you go to your map of the proposed amendments, it's lots 71, 2, and 73. 74 are the new lots. They are of desired size. She has reconformed that to meet the R3B size. So all 4 of the new proposed lots will be in Phase 4, and all of them meet the R3B status, and one actually meets the R3 status. So at a minimum, there's 3 new lots of 12,000 square feet, and then 1 lot that's greater than 15,000 square feet. So staff, because she has reconformed the lots to the desired size of the development, of which 80% of the development is of R3B status, staff is recommending approval. We are also recommending not to have a public hearing because it essentially doesn't change the development other than the size of 4 lots. One thing staff does want to point out, in case the commission is aware, this is for Phase 4. Phase 3 is currently under development. In the plan development approved by the Planning Commission and by City Council, the developer was supposed to install, it would be at the beginning of Phase 3, install a gazebo on the north side of the lake, install a 20 by 30 park shelter and 6 park benches in the park. And this was supposed to be done at the beginning of Phase 3. Currently, I asked for an update of Phase 3. It is essentially 80% complete with the infrastructure. They are doing curb work right now and are going to do street grading and then asphalt next week. So those items need to be placed into the park per the plan development requirements. We did not want to hold up Phase 4 because of this. It was recommended that the law directed that these be separate issues. And if Planning Commission wanted to take action on the amenities not placed in the park, they would have to follow Section 1145.23 of our zoning code.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Terrington?
And what specifically does 1145, that section you just mentioned, what does it say?
It states that Planning Commission feels, basically Planning Commission can rescind the approval of a final development plan upon notice of service through the mail, basically stating that we feel that there was a failure to conform to the final development plan, and then that would allow for a hearing before the Planning Commission from Judy, and then with a majority vote, they could rescind then the approval of the final development plan of Phase 3.
And the law director is saying that we should consider, I mean, we haven't heard from Judy and to see where we are in that process, but assuming that nothing is or going to be done that's satisfactory to us in a timely manner, then what he's saying is that based on your recommendation, we should approve the next steps with Phase 4 and then possibly be in the process of rescinding Phase 3.
Correct. Which would then
That
also
makes a lot of sense. Okay, and so knowing that Mrs. Tome is here, where are we at in the process of getting that stuff done?
We have
as
had
part of Phase 3?
conversations before, yeah, and I'll just let Judy answer the question, but we had brought up the question before. I think she intends to put it in.
Well,
Judy, do you want to come up and address the issue, please?
it's not a matter, and as you're answering the questions, I guess I was assuming that your intention was to put these in. It's a matter of what your timing.
Yes, okay. I just today made a contract to have the walking path put clear around the lake. And we have the benches on order. So those should be here. Certainly the paving of the walk path is to be done by, he said he could get it done by the end of the month. So it's within the next 2 weeks. And the benches should be here by then. The gazebo, we're looking at that, and we had aspirations of a pretty nice one, but there aren't very many members of the association right now. So what we thought we would do, and I've talked to Jillian Rhodes about this, is to escrow the money for the gazebo and the shelter until spring. And then at that point, we should have more revenue both for the developer and the homeowners association to upgrade the amenities.
These were cost and expenses of the developer, were they not? Not the
Yes,
homeowner.
and we are putting them in, but we've heard from some of the residents that they'd like to upgrade them. They'd like to have a lot fancier stuff. And right now, we're doing an awful lot of grading. We're bringing in a lot of dirt into Section 3. And we've already brought in 11,000 cubic yards. We're bringing in another 8. So you might tell that to Jillian Rhodes. So there's a lot of disruption where the shelter would go. Nothing is settled at that point. So I think spring would be a much better time, and as long as we escrow money that satisfies the engineer to the benefit of the city, it should not be a problem.
Judy, while you're here, would you have anything you want to address to the current application?
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Do you have anything you want to address on the current application?
No,
before
no,
us?
nothing to add.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Davis, go over once again the difference between this application and the one that was presented to us that was tabled.
Okay, there's essentially, if you look, the only difference from the one that you tabled would be the size of the lots. They basically redid, it would be on the proposed amendment, lots 76 and 75 and 77 are a little smaller, which created lots 71 through 74 to meet the R3B status.
So the last application had 4 additional lots.
Had 4
As
additional
well.
lots that were less than 12,000
They
square
just
feet.
redistributed the property lines,
Correct.
so it's
Mhm.
more.
I'm sorry, you had 4 additional lots that were in the R4 district?
Originally, yes. Now, 3 of them are in the R3B, which is 12,000 square feet, and 1 would actually be the
And the
R3.
comprehensive plan calls for R3B?
The comprehensive plan talked about a higher density. What we approved at the city council level was R3B or greater.
Oh, okay,
Or
well,
less dense.
so she satisfies that.
Less dense, yes.
All right. Any other questions of staff? Does the commission want to take any action?
I'll move for approval.
Okay, now let's talk about what we need to do first. First of all, do we want to submit this to a public hearing?
Make a motion, we do not have a public hearing.
Second.
There's a motion support not to have a public hearing. Any further discussion on that? Please call the roll on this issue.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Motion is approved. There will not be a public hearing
At the planning
at the
commission.
planning commission level. Yes.
Okay. Next, the recommendation of council.
Move that we recommend council for approval.
There's a motion. Is there support for the motion?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Mr. Cappers?
Yes.
Mr. Titterington?
Yes.
Mr. McGarry?
Yes.
Mrs. Mahan?
Yes.
The motion to recommend to council has been approved.
Any other actions coming before the planning commission?
Just one other item, kind of an informational unit. We were addressed by Troy Main Street and the Mayflower, the old building where the Mayflower Art Center is. They have aspirations of decorating the front of that in a Christmas theme for the Christmas event we hold downtown and making it look like a gingerbread house. Putting some gumballs on the outside. Those would be temporary decorations. I've asked for timeframes, which is in the process of getting to us, but I wanted to make sure that the planning commission was aware that this is a request they've made, and it's only decoration only. It'll only be up for the holiday season.
It doesn't take any planning commission action. then?
No planning commission action.
Let me ask you this, and this was also one of those things that didn't take planning commission action because it was going to be temporary. And that is the shields on the side of the Masonic Temple, talking about the Mumford and Sons.
Actually, I think there was some planning
Mhm.
commission action.
Yes.
Yeah, they were actually approved. I think they're to be removed.
They're to
in
be
this-
removed by the end of this year.
By the end
Yeah,
of
I
this
don't know if
year.
it's this year or the spring of 16, but it's one of the two, yeah.
Okay. I like them, but I just don't want anybody to get away with something that they're not supposed to get away with.
Well, no, I guess we're getting away with it if it's anybody. It's not somebody external.
Is the city supposed to be taking it down?
Yes, we would be taking it down.
Well, don't slap your wrist if it's not.
Oh, I know, we've got a plan. We've had some estimates and we're just waiting for the right time.
Good.
It is, they have lasted a lot better than,
Oh, they look nice.
than we thought.
Anything else for the planning commission?
No,
Commission
no,
members
thank
have
you.
anything else they want to talk about? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned.